Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another WaxMode video showcase. And in today's video, I'm working with F11 TopCoat and we're putting it up against Rapid Wax from Polish Angel. And what I'm going to do here is wash the paint using only water. And that's one of the features of F11 TopCoat. They say you can wash the paint without using any sort of soap. So number one, I'm going to see what the water behavior looks like on both sides when we wash the paint using only water. And then I'm going to come back and check to see if there's any marring left behind or scratches as a result of doing this. Now, I've prepped the paint 3 weeks ago using Meguiar's M205 Finish and Polish. I've applied 2 coats of F11 TopCoat on the driver's side door here. So 2 coats applied 24 hours apart from each other. And you can see the water behavior here is going very flat. There's a lot of contamination that's built up on the side of the panel over the 3 weeks. We've had a lot of pollen that's been dumping over all the cars, throughout this entire duration. Rapid Wax was applied at the same time on the rear door here using the same exact prep that I used with F11 TopCoat. And one of the things I did notice was that there seems to be more contamination built up on the F11 side compared to the Rapid Wax side. So I'm going to use only water on the first wash and rinse. Then I'm going to bring the soap out, we're going to wash the paint, and if there's any differences in the water performance after that rinse, then this tells us that we're not fully removing all the contamination during the wash with only water. Alright, so after the first wash using only water, the water was behaving very flat on both sides. This gives me the illusion that the products have both been extremely diminished or they've been wiped off the paint. And using the soap now, we're going to see if this is going to help dissolve any sort of remaining oils or road grime that's left on the paint. Now on the F11 TopCoat side over here, I can still see that the water is still going extremely flat once I flood the paint. And once it gets to this level and I can't really tell if there's still a product that has survived on the paint, then it's time to either reapply the product or apply something else on top. And I can see a much different behavior here on the Rapid Wax side. You can still see a decent sheeting rate. The water is eventually going to pull itself off of the paint. And it's not beating at a crazy level. It's not sheeting itself off the paint extremely quick. But it's definitely, there's a lot more evidence here that it's easily survived on the paint up to the 3-week point, compared to the F11 TopCoat side where it's just sticking flat on the surface. And both of these products behave very differently in the short term. F11 never has a very strong performance with water. It's not going to be a crazy beading product. Polish Angel Rapid Wax, though, in the very beginning beads extremely tight. So at this point I would probably reapply Rapid Wax. It's just so easy to work with, and you can go ahead and apply it on heavy. It's not going to be as slick as F11 TopCoat, but it definitely has a much more hydrophobic behavior, especially in the short term. And here's the moment of truth. What happens when we wash the paint using only water on top of F11 TopCoat? You can see here when I shift the light, there's a very large amount of light marring that's developed into the paint. And so after reviewing and testing the product here, there's a lot of failure points that come up. Number one, if you try and wash the paint using only water, there's a very good chance that you're going to mar the surface. Number two, it's not very hydrophobic in the short term. There are going to be many other products that are going to give you better beading and sheeting, and those are properties that are going to help boost the self-cleaning effect of the paint. Number three, the durability did not extend beyond 3 weeks. We can make the great case here that since F11 TopCoat wasn't even on the surface, of course we scratched the paint when we washed it using only water. Number four, we had more contamination that built up on the F11 side compared to the Rapid Wax side. There was more pollen, at least double the amount of pollen sticking to the surface before we did the first wash. Number five, this is a heavy sealant, so if you do happen to over apply it to the paint, you're going to have a hell of a time getting a clean white down. It was so heavy that as I tried to do the gloss test with the gloss meter, it was skewing the results because the light was scattering with all the residuals still left on the paint. And it's not just a simple flip the towel over to get a clean wipe down. I mean, you really got to work it into the paint. Number six, finally, is the price. Guys, this is $60 for 18 total ounces. You're going to get a 16-ounce bottle with the 2-ounce size sampler. That's not cheap at all. And at that price point, it's got to perform. And I just don't see it performing at the level that I would expect. Thanks for watching, guys.